Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog. So I was just actually about to go grocery shopping and I figured I would take you guys with me and make this kind of like a little vlog type thing, because last week I went grocery shopping and I got a couple of requests on my Instagram after I posted like a picture of like the grocery store on my story. So I figured I would go ahead and take you guys grocery shopping with me. If you watched my last video, you would kind of know that for this summer right now I split my time in half. So I spend most of my weekends home, like with my family, with my mom, and then usually about Tuesday mornings till Friday afternoons I leave to go to Irvine for like my job and spend time with friends. So when I first started doing that during the beginning of the summer, I would get all my groceries because I eat a certain way and I like the way I eat. I eat mostly plant-based and my family doesn't, so I kind of have to shop for my own groceries when I do want to like get groceries and want to eat the way I want to eat. So when I first started doing all of this, I would buy all my groceries and then lug them all the way to Irvine, and it just became really bothersome because they would like go bad. Some of them would defrost on the way there and then I'll have to refrost it, and it's just not really like the best thing for food when you are constantly just like frosting and refrosting it. And then I just decided to like eat whatever was in the house, which, like I said, my family doesn't really eat plant-based, so that ended up not making me feel good. Like my body wasn't well, I was really bloated, and I just, even mentally it started affecting me, given that right now I'm like really stressed about my LSATs and stuff. So it just started to make me feel bad overall. But now I kind of have a little routine that I have like made for myself that is working out pretty well, and I wanted to take you guys through it and show you guys how I go about, you know, like eating healthy, staying on track with the way that I want to eat when I am going in between all of these little places. So that is today's video. Sorry for the long intro, I just felt like I had to say that to kind of introduce this whole entire video. But if you haven't watched last week's video, make sure that you do that. If you're new here, hi, my name is Leandra. Right now I'm just going to go through like my fridge, because last week I did go grocery shopping and I bought a bunch of stuff, and now I just need to go back to the grocery store and kind of replenish some of the things that I don't have anymore, mostly fresh produce. So I'm gonna go through everything and just try and make a list of all the things that I just like don't have anymore because I've already eaten all of them. And then we are going to go ahead and head out to the grocery store and buy everything I need for the week. So I am back home now, and here's just an overview of everything that I got on this shopping trip. Like I said, I went shopping last week and it was kind of like a big shopping trip, so this one was very much like smaller and just replenishing things that I'd already finished. So I just have my baby kale right here, and I use it in my meals, usually for lunch and also for my smoothies in the morning, and sometimes I also put it on my avocado toast for breakfast if I'm feeling some kale in the morning. And over here I just have some broccoli heads that I just chop up and put in my meals. Here I just have a couple of fruit that I use for my fruit coconut yogurt fruit bowl in the morning. So I have my strawberries, I have 3 apples here, and then I have this little papaya here that I like to put in my coconut yogurt little fruit bowl. And here of course I have my coconut yogurts. I like to have it at least 3 times a week, because I figured from trial and error is the amount of times I can have it without getting sick of it or getting tired of having it. And then I just have here some chickpea fusilli, and this is basically kind of like bonza. If you guys have watched my other eating videos, you know I used to make bonza, and this is essentially the same thing, but it is the Sprouts brand and it's just like a lot cheaper. So I got 2 of those, and I'm gonna make one for this week and probably just make that other one next week. I just took it 2 today because they were on sale. And then I just have some tomatoes, which I use in my meals, and they're just regular, not small tomatoes, but just regular tomatoes. And then I have here is this little snack thing I picked up last time. Not gonna lie, when I first tried it, I didn't like it, but I added a little bit of honey to it and I ended up really liking it, especially as a pre-workout snack. Because when I go to Irvine, I usually take my rush cycle classes in the morning, like at 5:45 a.m. and I don't like having actual food in the morning before those classes, so I accidentally just like picked up one of these and ate it before one of my classes, and it was such a good pre-workout snack, especially with the honey on top. It's just so good. So I decided to get another one of these because I have a bunch of morning classes for this week that I'm going to be taking, but they're so good, and they are just the raw green spirulina crust. Essentially you can put a bunch of things on this, like you can make like pizza on top of these little crusts, but I think they're better kind of like as snacks, or at least I haven't tried them in the other sense. And then I got this sprouted oats, and I've been craving some oatmeal. It's also really good for breakfast. You guys know I love to put like peanut butter or almond butter on my oatmeal, so I just picked this up because it's gluten-free and just has very wholesome ingredients, and I just really wanted to have this option as part of like my little meals for this week. And of course I got my lemons right here and these 2 packets of chocolates. I decided to try this huge chocolate this week. Last week I had something else, but I just decided that I wanted to try these ones this week, and I got the hazelnut butter dark chocolate and the almond butter puffed quinoa dark chocolate. So I don't know which one I'm gonna have today, but I'm really excited to try these. And then I have just 1 cucumber right here that I'm gonna include in my dinner or lunch. And then I just have these items over here, and these are things that I got last week during my last shopping trip, and they're just gonna be used throughout the entire rest of the month probably. And this is cacao powder, organic cacao powder, and then I have organic cacao nibs and these shredded coconut pieces, which I use in my smoothies with the baby kale, and also I like to put it in my little fruit bowl because it just makes it gives it like a different flavor or different taste and just adds a lot more to it. So I got these, which will last me again like for the rest of the month. And I still had my puka tea. I just take this one, and it's the after dinner tea. I have a bunch in here still from last week, so I'm just going to be drinking that. I didn't get anything new. And of course I got my organic coconut milk, which I use for my smoothies, and I will be probably using for the rolled oats to make them a little bit more creamy, the way that I like my oatmeal to be. But yeah, this is just everything that I got. So now it's just time to do like the hard part of this, which is just the prepping part, because it takes a lot of time. Well, not so much after you've done it once already and you've already gotten the hang of it. So it should be a lot faster this week than it was last week, because last week it took me a bit of time. But I'm just gonna take all the items that I have and just start making all the meals that I have in mind. Like I usually make typically about three lunches and 2 dinners, because I'm out in Irvine for 2 nights, 3 days, and then on Friday night I usually come home and I make my own dinner here at home, the way that I usually like to make my food. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start chopping stuff up, start cooking things, and like get everything like that rolling. So everything is kind of now cooking. I have my 2 meals already on the stove, and this one, it looked really big when I first cut it, but obviously when I put the covers on it, it steamed all the vegetables, and it is just the broccoli and the baby kale with, I'm going to add this tomatoes in there. I'm just waiting for them to kind of cook a little bit more, and I'm just going to add some salt, and this is garlic salt on top of it, some basil on top of it too, and some black pepper. Well, these are coming out on both ends. Okay, some black pepper, and then just turn it, and I'm gonna wait for it to cook a little bit more. And then over here I have something else cooking, and this is just, it hasn't even started cooking yet because I just put it on the fire. And this is just like the pasta sauce, and it's just like cucumbers, zucchini, mushrooms, and then I'm gonna add some of this pasta sauce that I got at Trader Joe's the other day, and it just looks like that. It has such wholesome ingredients on it. I actually completely forgot that I had this in my fridge, and then I looked in there and I did. So I'm gonna add it on top of it once this is done cooking through and simmering. And then in the back there I just have water boiling for the chickpea fusilli that I'm gonna cook, and I added some salt in the water just because that's what I do. I think that's what you do with pasta, and the chickpea pasta tends to be a little drier and a little less flavorful. It's harder to flavor this, so I like to add the salt and a little bit of some oil in there, which I probably will go ahead and add this avocado oil. And then here I have another one of my main starches cooking, and this is just the rice, and I like to add this garlic salt in the rice, and then a little bit of the black pepper too. Actually, I just like to add any type of seasoning into my rice, and then I just mix it up, and it makes the rice more flavorful. It makes it already seasoned after when you're already cooking it, and it's just fun. So I'm gonna have that cooking, and then I'm about to add the pasta in there, and then all of this is just cooking. So this is my little setup. It's a little messy, clearly, but this is it. This took a lot less time than last week's meal prep day went, because I used to be such a big meal prepper when I first started college, because I was really into weightlifting and I was going through bulks and cuts, so it's usually really important that you get your nutrition like literally on the dot. But I used to meal prep so much, and then I stopped. So last week was so chaotic because I had everything going on at once. But this week is so good because everything just went on like chronologically, and I did everything together. So I have everything cooking right now, right here. I have everything cooking right now. It's all just boiling, and you have my pasta over there just overflowing. And then right now I'm just gonna go ahead and cook my fruit, or cut up my fruit and get it prepped for the week for my morning coconut yogurt, because I like them already cut, or at least for the first day or two, just because it's easier to go to work in the morning, because I usually have work at 8 a.m. It's easier to just have these already, and then I can just like get a little bowl in the kitchen at work and separate my fruit and my yogurt and everything's already cut up, and I don't need to spend more time doing that. So I can spend a lot more time sleeping in than, you know, cutting up my fruit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. But I'm just so happy with how everything's going. I love it when everything just happens the way that I want it to, and I love that I'm able to eat the way that I want to eat, even though it just takes a little bit more, you know, like preparation, but it's worth it in the end, I promise. Now everything is all done and prepped, and I have both of my meals right here. Just the chickpea pasta right here with the pasta sauce that I made with the mushrooms, the tomato sauce, and also the zucchini. And this is like 3 servings, so this is probably going to be my lunch. I like to make sure that I'm eating enough calories to sustain my body for all the activities that I do, because it's just not good to keep your body, you know, just in a deficit when it doesn't need to be. So I make sure that I have literally big plates and that my plate is full of vegetables and all the carbs that I want and everything that I essentially want, just so I can keep myself healthy. So this is 3 servings of pasta, and then I have a little bit of sauce there because I don't really like too much sauce on my pasta. So that's what that is, and it's so good. It doesn't look good, but it's good. I swear, it's like the uglier the food is, the better it tastes. So that's what this is right now, but that's what that is. And here I just have my rice with the steamed veggies, and on top I've just put a big dollop of pesto, and it's this creamy basil pesto right here, and I just put a bunch of it on top of there. And on both of these I actually added this spice right here. This is just like spicy oil from Africa. I think my sister went back home and she brought this. It's so good. It hurts so good, and I added it on both of these dishes. And then here I just have my fruit that I cut up. I have my apples underneath here, and then the strawberries on top, and then I just have the papaya right here. And this is about 2 to 3 servings for my coconut yogurt fruit bowl that I like to have. And here I'm just getting started on my smoothies. I like to prepare 2 serving size of smoothie, because when I did 3 last week, one of them ended up just looking so gross at the end of like the 3rd day. So I was just like, okay, 2 servings is the right amount. So I just have here, I have half of a banana. That this is for 1 serving, so I have half of a banana. I have some of this Vietnamese cinnamon, some cardamom right here, and then I have a couple of tablespoons or teaspoons of this cacao powder with a big little chunk of ginger, and then I'm gonna add the baby kale in it. And then I end up actually taking the shredded coconut and the cacao nibs with me. I just put them in a small little Ziploc container so that I don't have to take the big pack. I do take it with me so that when I'm ready to drink my smoothie, I can put it on top and it all tastes good. And of course I use the organic coconut milk to blend everything together. And we're finally done. I'm just waiting for all of these to cool down so that I can put this in the fridge. I'm gonna put this in the fridge right now and get it prepped. I have a little corner in the fridge that I put things in just so I don't forget to take them with me. So I'm gonna put these in there, wait for these to cool down so I can put them in the fridge too. And I actually ended up making myself one of the smoothies because I finally got the ratio together. Because last week I made it, it was way too strong and did not taste that great. And today I made it and it's just so good. So I made one for right now before I eat my dinner. And I have the smoothie little thing that I made right here, and I put it in this little shaker cup. I used to have little mason jars, but I don't know what happened to them. So I put it in here, and whenever I am in Irvine and I want to have a serving, I just pour myself one into a cup. And then everything that doesn't need to be put in the fridge is right here. I just have my cocoa nibs, the coconut shreds, and the raw green spirulina crust right here, my Hu chocolate, my tea, and my avocados, and also a couple of apples just in case I want a fruit for a snack. And I just keep them in this little bag right here, and I keep it by the door so I can remember to take this as well. So yeah, everything is done. I'm done, and now I'm just probably going to drink a little bit of my smoothie, watch some Netflix for about 30 minutes, and then I have to study because of course the LSATs never rest. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what else you would like to see from me for the rest of the summer, and I'll try and make it happen. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.